We've been covering cannabis events for a few years now. Spain, Thailand, Germany and Canada, which in theory should have it all figured out. Canada legalized cannabis in 2018, first G7 country to do it nationally. The expectation was that the scene would explode. 7 years later, we went to see what's left. I went to 5 cannabis events across Ontario. No industry connections, no insider access. I walked into every single one of these not knowing a soul. Here is my honest take. I rated them on 4 things: scale, entertainment, community feel, and whether you could actually smoke without standing in a parking lot in November. Number 5. Kind Winterfest. Ottawa, Aberdeen Pavilion. Probably the most official cannabis event I ever been to. 2 days, 30 plus brands. Organized by Kind magazine. This is peak licensed Canadian cannabis. Very official, very approved by several departments. The venue was massive, like someone definitely expected more people massive. And honestly, everything here was technically correct. The booth was clean, the branding looked good, everybody was professional, nobody appeared to be having too much fun. You could really feel the full power of Canadian cannabis regulation at work. Every interaction felt carefully optimized to be compliant, responsible, educational, and just slightly uncomfortable. The most conversations followed the exact same rhythm. Here is our terpene profile, here is our rotating SKU, and unfortunately I cannot legally say anything interesting. And if you weren't a bartender, you didn't get samples. So regular attendees basically paid for the opportunity to watch other people work. There was also an award ceremony, not a loud one, not an exciting one. It felt less like the Oscars and more like a LinkedIn endorsement happening in real life.
THC Aura pouches, first in the market, Canada made.
And of course, smoking was outside, in November, in Ottawa, which somehow felt like the perfect metaphor for the legal cannabis in Canada. Now, to be fair, this wasn't a bad event. If anything, it was too good at following the rules, and after a while you start wondering if this is what cannabis culture looks like after passing through 15 layers of regulation. Maybe the regulations are eating the culture alive.
It's pretty incredible to see like how many people come and like the age difference, the type of people that come, punk rock, like really serious guys, and like girlies who are just here with their friends, like everybody comes out.
Number 4. The Bud Tender Surprise and Delight series. I went to 2 of these in Toronto. One in October, one in February. Same basic idea as Kind Winterfest. Brands meet bud tenders. Education happens. Samples flow. Very official, very compliant, very Canadian. But BSDS does a few things better. The venues are smaller, and that helps a lot. The whole thing feels a little more human. There were snacks, free snacks, which might be the best innovation in Canadian cannabis so far. Even the smoking areas made sense, which sounds like a low bar, but after freezing outside at some of these events, seeing chairs and heaters start to feel deeply emotional. The corporate energy was still fully present though. You're still hearing phrases like consumer education, premium flower experience, rotating genetics, while everyone politely waits for the sample cup at the end. But compared to Kind, this felt slightly more human, slightly less awkward. Still not the reason I got into cannabis culture, but at least this one understood that people should probably be somewhat comfortable while pretending to network.
Most of those brands are the new options. They never give like old ones, they never give something which they grew like for years. They usually give something which they produce from like new times, and like usually it's very nice to try something new.
Number 3. CannaCrawl Hamilton. This event has been running since 2018, and you can feel it immediately. Not because it's highly polished, honestly, it kind of isn't. But it has something a lot of cannabis events are slowly losing: a personality. Walking in felt more like a farmer's market than a trade show. In a good way. Small independent vendors, handmade products, people actually standing behind things they personally made. And because of that, the conversations immediately felt different. Less pitching, less buzzwords, more actual humans talking to each other. The branding wasn't always polished. Some tables looked like they were assembled 5 minutes before the event opened. But weirdly, that made everything feel more real. Most cannabis events try so hard to look professional, they forget to be fun. CannaCrawl still had a little chaos left in it, and honestly, that helped. We were there right before Christmas, so maybe that added something to the atmosphere too. People seemed relaxed, open, like nobody was in a rush to optimize a networking opportunity. And there, honestly, wasn't much of an entertainment program. No giant stage, no massive production. Which meant people mostly had to create their own fun. That did not seem to be a problem for anyone there.
My day has been amazing, I came here, I paid literally $10 and the samples, made me high, okay, made me, I haven't spent no money at all and I'm zooted, okay?
Number 2. The Karma Cup. Founded in 2014, still running every year. 12 years of Canadian cannabis culture compressed into one small club in downtown Toronto. This used to be huge. Outdoor festivals, hundreds of vendors, thousands of people. Now, the address gets emailed to you on the day of the event. And somehow, it still feels like the Karma Cup. Small venue, right crowd, no random people wandering in. No startup guys trying to explain blockchain to farmers. Just growers, smokers, judges, and people who genuinely cared about cannabis. There was free pizza, people were smoking inside, which tells you everything you need to know. And for the first time on this list, the awards actually felt important. Because when winners got announced, people cheered. Real cheering, not polite networking applause, not good for the brand applause. Actual excitement from the people who cared about the same thing. You could walk up to growers and actually talk to them. Not their sales rep, not their marketing coordinator, the actual people who grew weed. The Karma Cup is the proof that you don't need a giant venue or massive production budget to build something people genuinely want to be part of. You just need people who actually give a damn.
I've had so many death threats, like I can't even count.
Threats?
Oh, many. I usually tell them where I'm at. I tell them, come on. Hey,
from
come,
people?
yeah, from people.
Why?
They're upset that they lose. Whenever somebody doesn't
Lose
win,
the competition?
yeah. Whenever somebody doesn't win, they get sour grapes. And it couldn't be them. It has to be me. That's the problem always, right? So, they threaten me, they talk shit about me, whatever. Whatever. Fuck them.
Number 1. We've lost our marbles. Secret location in Toronto. And full disclosure here, I'm a rosin guy. Solventless extracts are absolutely my thing. So yes, there might be some bias involved. But honestly, I think this event speaks for itself. This felt like the new generation of cannabis culture. Young people building their own scene without waiting for permission from the industry. The whole event was organized and promoted mostly through Discord and Instagram. No giant marketing campaign, no corporate sponsors giving speeches, no educational passport telling you where to stand next. And I actually spent the whole day with the organizers, watching them build everything themselves, running around, solving problems, setting up rigs, fixing lights, moving tables last minute before doors opened. And somehow they pulled it off. The venue was small, stylish, slightly hidden, exactly the kind of place where you immediately feel like something interesting is about to happen. And as soon as I walked in, I saw a live glass blowing competition, a flower rosin press, and a handmade marble racing track. Actual marble races, with actual adults emotionally invested in the results. There was a proper dub bar, people actually helping each other take dubs instead of pretending to network. And the crowd felt completely different from every other event on this list. Young, creative, excited to be there. Nobody looked like they came because their company sent them. It didn't even feel like a cannabis industry event anymore, it just felt like a real good party, where everybody happened to love the same weird niche hobby. No sales speech, no corporate language, no one saying consumer education every 5 minutes. Just people building things, making art, taking dubs and creating their own little world for a night. We've lost our marble stake the top spot. Not because it's the biggest, and definitely not because it's the most organized. But because it's remind me what this scene looked like before people start to trying to optimize it.
200 doobies here, 2-gram infused indica doobies from Goombay Co. Trying to just give back, get going with everything. They got diamonds, THCA sauce in them, and a little bit of bubble hash in them, so hopefully it gets everybody good. Hopefully people enjoy them.
That's my list. Disagree? Let me know in the comments. But if you want my takeaway from all of this,
The secret ingredient is crime.